What's going on, Snow?
Not much.
Road trip back to Vegas.
We are on another mobile podcast. I don't know if you guys can hear all the fucking wind. They should put windmills out here because they can generate a fuck ton of energy off this. Wow. I can barely keep the car in the lane.
Yeah, kills all the birds.
Oh, right. We can't have windmills because it kills birds. And he probably says like sharks too. Maybe he gets that. Doesn't he say it kills a bunch of different animals?
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't cause cancer too.
There was some shit like that, some ridiculous claim he made. Yeah.
So you just got done dropping off your rental car?
Yeah.
What was that thing?
It was a Polestar. I decided to go electric because, driving to California, I was thinking that the gas would be super high. It is high in the cities, okay? And it is still higher than Arizona, to be fair. Like, our gas right now for the cheapest is about $4.49, right? That's what I saw, like Pilot and all those. Maybe you can get it for $4.29. Well, the cheapest I saw it when we got to Barstow, it was only $5.49. So I was like, wow, that's not.
Well, I mean, we just left Henderson. It was $5.29.
Yeah.
So
Vegas is always higher than ours too, because I think they have a higher gas tax because they don't have like a sales tax or whatnot. So I mean, you got to get the money from somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what type of taxes would you rather pay versus others?
You have to tell the story though of what happened while you were charging the car up in Kingman.
Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, so you're back in the land of rednecks who damn electric cars. So I had the car on the charger. And they take a while to charge up. It takes about at least a half hour. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts first, which is about like a block or two away. Got a coffee. Then I came back and I'm like, oh fuck, I still got a long ways to go. I'll go get some groceries. I'm walking up to go into Smith's. This old man is like putting his groceries in his Jeep and he's like, gasoline! Right? Because he's triggered that I'm like driving an electric car, charging it, which by the way, it was a rental, not even that. I have a gasoline vehicle, but he's all, gasoline! Then he's all, like, his anger made him choke. Like choking and coughing. So I started laughing. Then I'm like, fuck, don't laugh too loud, because what if he fucking gets so out of breath that he fucking passes out or something? I'd probably get blamed for that or whatnot. And I was like, good God.
But you weren't exactly happy with this electric car.
No, the car was fucking disgusting. Disgusting. When I picked it up, they made me wait forever. I was there for at least a half hour waiting. Like 4 people came in behind me, got their cars and fucking left. Like, within, it was really pleasant for them. They got, in and out right away. And, so I'm sitting there waiting. They were like, oh, we're sorry it's taking so long. We have to clean your car. I'm like, okay, no problem. Well, they finally are like, okay, your car's ready. And I'm like, I go out there to get in it. And I'm like, first getting into it, I notice, I'm like, it fucking stinks in here.
Like smokers?
Like, I don't know if it was smokers or what the fuck it was, but it stunk. I don't know if it was because the seats look like there were obviously, I don't necessarily know if it was the people right before me, but because it was dried, so you would assume it was a while ago that someone had kids in there and fucking they spilt all over the seats and whatnot. It was just gross. I'm like, how does a rental place not fucking keep their shit clean? You know? Yeah, I've never gotten a filthy ass car.
Well, yeah, this looked like somebody's personal vehicle.
Yeah, that's almost what it looked like. So then when I had a full charge to get all the way home. But then when I got to, before I left on my trip, I went to go charge it up. Like opening it up and going into the charging port, there's like leaves in there in the bottom. Because I even showed you them. I'm like, what? This has like been sitting in the back fucking yard, not fucking being driven. That's what this fucking thing is. I go, they probably had to charge it up. Is probably what happened there.
How was the trip, though?
Or take it to go charge it. The trip was good.
What is there to do on Catalina Island?
Not a lot. It's pretty laid back. I assumed that there was like a beach area. The beach area is very small. It's like where all the ferries bring you in. So it's not like, you know, like a regular beach where you go and put your chair on the beach and, you know, they have like umbrellas to rent and all that, you know, and you can hang out on the beach and play and whatnot. It's not like that at all. It's kind of like, a lot of people fish right there. Fish, and they must have been trying to crab and lobster because they have those kind of nets too. And I saw like on the piers. And it's very relaxing though. It's really pretty. There were a lot of good restaurants. It is expensive though. Probably because they have to get everything over there, you know. Most of the people travel on the island on golf carts. Like, thank God our hotel had a pool, so that was nice.
Speaking of water, we're driving by Lake Mead. It's always so depressing to drive by it.
Yeah, it is. Low. And then I love how people in Kingman are always like, if we have like a big rain, they're like, and you'll sit there and say something about the water, and if you mention Lake Mead, they're like, yeah, well, with all that rain we had, though, it's coming back. I'm like, you can see the demarcation. Do you know how much rain it would take? We would need another flood with like Noah and all the animals again.
Exactly
we would need that to happen in order to fill that bitch up. At least up to the demarcation.
So back to Catalina Island. So you just rest, relax the rest of the time?
Yeah, just basically, you know, yeah, had a relaxing time. We did go on a couple of excursions. We did the haunted tour, and we did the glass bottom boat tour. So saw like a bunch of fish on the glass bottom boat.
Any sharks?
No, didn't see any sharks. It wasn't a very long trip anyways. But yeah, I saw like a million fish, you know, because they feed them, so they all go under there. So it was cool. And then the haunted tour was cool. It talked about a few of like the haunted stories. And I didn't know until I got there, that's the place where Natalie Wood died.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't know. I knew she died, like fell overboard in a boating accident or got pushed or whatever. It's never been solved or whatnot, but I didn't realize it was in Catalina. And yeah.
How far off the coast is it?
Swim. It takes about an hour to get there by the ferry from Long Beach. And then, like, they also have, you can go from San Pedro to Catalina, that's like an hour and a half. And then Newport Beach to Catalina is like an hour and 15 minutes. So, yeah, not bad at all.
Tell the truth, I didn't even know it was out there.
Yeah. Well, I knew that it was like a stop on a lot of cruise ships, which that part is annoying. The cruise ships would come in because they're like, I guess it could have been worse though, because traveling is down, so it could have been a whole lot worse with them, like, because there's really not much for them to do. I mean, they could do excursions, but I would say the most that people probably do is go to the souvenir shops and go eat and whatnot and go have cocktails. That's about it. I mean, there's not a whole lot. You can go on fishing excursions, or you can do like the ones that we did, I think they have whale watching too. So they could do that, but what else was I going to say about?
I just want to be on a cruise ship right now.
No, not with that Hanta virus, but I'm sure these people like probably already had it booked like well in advance before that stuff happened. And like I said, I don't think that the cruise, because it's not really their peak season either. I overheard people talking to other tourists there who were like, yeah, he goes, you guys actually came at a good time because it's kind of quiet right now. It's going to get a whole lot busier. I guess it gets really busy over there. It starts picking up more towards the end of May when it warms up a little more. And so check this out too. The end of May, because I saw the sign, there's a huge banner. The fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the last the last weekend in May or something. I was like, oh damn, that would have been awesome. For the movie Step Brothers.
How was the traffic in LA?
So we didn't go all the way to LA. We were in like Long Beach.
But yes, south.
So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but there was one incident on one of the freeways. You have to get on like 4 different freeways along your way, right? Like the traffic goes like it's getting really slow, where it's almost like bumper to bumper. So we're trying to then as we're getting closer and closer, then you see like smoke and whatnot, and then you notice like people are trying to merge over another lane. Then you finally see it, fucking flames. I mean, this car was on fucking fire. It was off the side of the road. Yeah. On fucking fire. Fire. Yeah. Like burning ass flame. Bigger than a fucking campfire. Right?
I've seen those in LA.
So, yeah. So, there's we had just passed an on-ramp, right? So those people are trying to get on the freeway in your lane here. We were in the second lane because we were going to have to be getting off not too far down the road. The car did a good job of getting itself all the way off the road, so it wasn't fucking
blocking traffic.
Yeah,
right in the middle.
Yeah, it wasn't blocking traffic at all, right? And so like I said, we're in the second lane. There's all these cars that kept going around us on the right. And I'm like, what? Why is our lane no longer moving? So then, and you've got cars going on both sides of you, and they're going faster than when you're at a stop speed, obviously.
Yeah, so it's impossible to get out.
Yeah. So you're trying to wait for a break so you can get over and each car that was in front of us, then finally we're behind the car. This fucking dumb bitch has her hazards on, and she's just sitting there in the second lane.
Just watching it.
And then, and we're so my friend reaches over and fucking lays on the horn. She's like, get the fuck move! It's almost like if you want to watch the fucking fire, go pull off on the shoulder and watch it. So then when I told you that, you had a good idea, or you're like, oh, were they sitting there filming it? And then I'm like, oh my God, that's probably what it was. She's probably the fucking dumb bitch in the car probably was like, I want to get the most popular video on YouTube today. I'm filming this. This is like filming opportunity.
Going on TikTok live. And
filming a motherfucker's fucking misery of their car in flames, and their poor family is, thank God, all out of the car, but standing on the side of the road watching their vehicle burn.
You know what?
And this bitch is filming.
You know what would be great, though? If she's like filming it and then she turns it on herself to have her reaction, and she's talking to the camera, and you see behind her that a semi comes and plows into the back of her.
Well, that wouldn't be good though either. I mean, it would be instant karma, but it's like, I wouldn't like root. I'm not gonna root for that, but it's like, lady, get the fuck off the road. You can't just stop traffic.
Well, how's she supposed to get a good angle of the car, not from behind it?
What a dumb bitch. I was so irritated. We were like irritated though. I'm like, what?
Dude, it's cell phones are gonna be the death of civilization.
Oh, they most definitely. Because you can't even drive. Driving every day, I can always tell when somebody's on their phone. I'm like, oh, they must have got a fucking important text message. And then sure enough, when you try to get around them, there they are with their phone up in the fucking air. I'm like, how is it that, like, is driving really that fucking boring that you gotta, like, entertain yourself instead of just get to where you need to go and then fucking sit there on ass and use your phone all day? I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's amazing how addictive it is, and this gets to my part of the story. I went out on a date last weekend, and she's 39, from Peru, and I sort of knew that this first part was going to happen. Do you know how on dating profiles or on TikTok videos, they hold the camera at a certain angle, like from above, looking down? You know, that magic, you know, to make you look a little bit smaller than what you look.
Yeah.
Right. I was expecting that, you know, I could just tell by the look. She was still pretty. There was a language barrier. She didn't speak English really good, so I had to have a translator on my phone. So when I pick her up, we get in my car, and immediately she puts down the rear view, you know, the little mirror thing, checking her makeup. I'm like, you know, I at least knew how to say, hey, you look good, you know, no worries.
Yeah.
And then she pulls out her phone, and she starts like doing this, you know, with her phone. I'm like, okay, she's still checking herself out. You know, maybe she didn't finish her makeup or whatever. But she wasn't applying makeup. And then she would take phone calls, like random phone calls during the course of the day. And we went to a shark reef aquarium at first. And once we got to Mandalay Bay, I was able to use my phone a little bit to, you know, do the translation. You know, you say something, you translate it, and she wasn't as good as, you know, doing the translation thing. So she would just send me a text message back.
Right.
Anyway, we get into the shark reef aquarium, and she goes into, I don't know if she was going live on TikTok or whatever, but I was like this. I was like, all right, this will be a good, you know, lesson, English to Spanish lesson. I'm like, I'll point at an animal, I'll tell you what it is, and then you tell me what it is in your language, right?
Okay.
No, she's doing TikTok lives the entire time, where she's, you know, doing the camera like this, trying to get that, you know, the fish behind her at the right angle.
Maybe she has her own page and, like, has to do it because she has followers and makes money off of it. I don't know. Because
there was a language barrier. I almost thought it was almost funny to a point, right? And just watching her do that, just trying to get the right angles and stuff like that. She didn't want to touch the stingrays.
Really?
Yeah, you put your little two fingers down, and, you know.
Dang, I even held one when I was in Cayman Islands. You hold him, and then you also kiss them because you're supposed to get good luck if you do that. 10 years, good luck. Something like that.
So, still a good time. Then we go back, because I was staying at the Stratosphere. We go back to the Strat. She wanted to gamble a little bit. She wanted a little bit of money. I lost it. Whatever. We go up on the Strat Tower. And then she does the same thing. She's back on her, the whole time, like showing angles of the city and stuff like that.
She's probably taking advantage of it. If she does have a page, she's like, all right, I gotta do a bunch of different little skits, so I've got stuff to post on my page for my followers.
Yeah. But then it gets to be like, we're still having a good time. It's 9:30, and she tells me she has to be home by 10.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, Cinderella, you gotta turn into a pumpkin or whatever. Okay, get home at 10. And we had plans to go out the next day. It's no big deal. Drop her off. The next day, we make plans for lunch, and she's gonna take me to a Peruvian restaurant.
Yeah.
So we pull up, and she's talking to her friends on the phone. Don't know what they're saying, obviously, because they speak really fast. So I can't catch up. And she goes, well, change of plans. We're going to go get some food and go over to my cousin's and barbecue. I'm like, all right, that sounds okay, too.
Okay.
But then she changes it to, oh, no, we're going to get food from the Peruvian restaurant and get takeout and bring it back to my friends. And I'm like, okay. So she was just like, I can't read what's on the menu.
Yeah, she orders the food.
She just looks at the picture. She goes, does this look good? It's some seafood and basically like almost like a poo-poo platter of Peruvian food. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And it's like seafood and stuff. Okay. Well, I go to pay for it, and she orders for 4. $148 plus tip.
Oh.
I pay for it. Okay. Thinking that I would get paid back, but at least for half of it, right?
Yeah.
No. I bought dinner for 4.
Well, she's an Insta star. She ain't glad. She's probably like, you got the privilege of even me going on a date with
Gringo. It might be the culture. It might be the culture that men pay. I don't know. I was a little taken back by that.
Well, it's rude if you go ahead. If it would have just been the dinner or the lunch for the two of you,
right?
But for her to invite her family and then have you pay for everyone's food, that's rude.
Yeah.
I don't care what fucking culture you're in. That's rude.
I mean, and her friends, very nice people. Very, very cool. They spoke English a little bit better, but not great. But no, they were asking me about, hey, do you support Trump? And then I was like, oh, no. I'm actually apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this.
I didn't vote for that all 3 times. I voted against that bullshit.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to preface this. These people are here legally.
Right.
Okay. They're here legally. They're on work visas and stuff like that. They get taxes taken out. But they don't get any of the benefits of paying those taxes. Okay, so that's just a fucking myth. Okay? I learned this firsthand talking to these people.
Yeah.
And they live in fear every day that ICE is just going to come and take them away.
Right, because you see all the fucking horror stories.
And I'll tell you, Snow, we have to go get some Peruvian food because it is delicious.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, some of it was. There was a couple things I didn't like. Like it had a little tiny octopus thing.
Oh yeah, I
didn't like that. And there was some potato thing that just had a really bad texture.
Octopus at all. Like that or sea urchin. Like I've tried that stuff at like sushi restaurants. No. The sea urchin I spit right the fuck back out. I was like, oh no, I didn't go to it. I will throw up in this table.
I with a little octopus thing, I'm like, all right, just gotta be brave. Just eat it, And you take a couple bites, and I had to do the thing where you just take your napkin and just kind of.
Yep. You're like, no.
Nope. But no, just delicious and
Yeah, I can't even do calamari sometimes if
Yeah.
they don't, if it's not cooked right. If it's like that rubbery texture, no way. I'm like, I'm not trying to eat like a sack of rubber bands. You know what I mean?
So then, you know, after that, she had to be home by 5 o'clock for whatever reason. You know, I don't know what was going on with her roommate, but very, very controlling roommate.
Well,
Didn't
that's
really get
okay
into
though,
it.
because you're like, you had to go back to work, right?
Yeah, I went back to
The
my
next
hotel.
day.
So, yeah, I didn't realize Peru, while I was doing my research, because that's what I do, Peru is so corrupt in the government.
I didn't know that either until you told me.
It
Like,
was
I didn't realize it was like awful over there right now.
they had like had 6 presidents since 2020
Okay.
because their parliament just keeps on kicking them out.
And they keep probably getting one corrupt asshole after the next.
Kind of sounds familiar though, doesn't it?
Right?
And this particular person I went on a date with, she had to come here so that she could afford the medication her mother needs to send the money back home. So, you know, they're not coming here to just collect free stuff.
Right. They'd rather stay where they're familiar with, but it's just not financially able to do, you know? It's like they'd probably rather stay what they're familiar with, their own country.
Their own culture.
Yeah, their own foods. They're like, you don't think they don't like miss the shit out of all that? When
Yeah.
it's like with, I don't know how people don't get that. It's kind of like even, well, you know, like we live in Arizona. I don't really, anytime I go to states like over on the East Coast or when I'm over there, when I'm on any of the coasts, that's when I'm eating like the seafood and stuff.
Yeah.
Not when I'm at home. And then when I'm at home, that's when I'm eating like the Mexican food. Because, you know, Arizona has pretty good Mexican food, you know.
Yeah. Now, you know, part of the reason why she came here also is because the cartels, because the corrupt government, you know, that leads to the cartels. There's a lot of drug trafficking that goes to Peru, and that's also creates danger for
Right.
people. But doing further research, we helped destabilize the government back in the 70s there. And that seems to be the case in all these countries and why they come here, because we interfere with their governments, which leads to corrupt governments going in, and then the cartels. So, same old thing. So, although, if you go to the touristy areas of Peru, those are safe, because they need the tourist dollars.
Yeah.
So that's where they, and I guess that's true anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, that was my date story.
Oh, okay.
It's $168 lunch for 4.
So, are you guys going out again, or no? Are you doing a pass at that?
No, because the rest of the time, you know, despite the language barrier and despite all the cell phone, it was still decent.
Right.
So you
So
got
is
home.
that a yes or a no then, that you're going out again?
Most
or not?
likely, yes. Most likely, yes.
Okay.
Until she hears this, but she can understand what I'm saying.
Right.
So you got back, and I told you to watch the Roast of Kevin Hart. What did you think?
I mean, overall, I thought it was funny. There was a lot of good jokes. I didn't like Shane Gillis hosting. I was like, dude, you're doing a roast. Quit fucking apologizing for
I'm sorry.
the offensive jokes. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is what a fucking roast is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. The more offensive, the better. That's
Right.
what they are.
Like, he knew it would be. So he would apologize not only before, but after.
He was annoying as a host, and I like him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good comedian. But I'll just stick to his specials.
And Chelsea was
awesome. Obviously, you know. I knew she'd be good at it though, because she's kind of mean anyways with her comedy. Like she kind of.
When she really gave it to Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, I know. That was my favorite part. Like when she really. But you know what? I will say this too. I'm like, I don't really care too much for Tony Hinchcliffe, but how is the man so good at roasts, but so fucking awful on Kill Tony? He is not fucking funny on that.
It must be the writers.
It's gotta be, yeah, and he's able to like sit there and work out his routine and practice it and go over it and all that, because he is not good as like, you know, Johnny on the spot. I guess you could say he's a good performer, but he's not good at like
improvising,
just being naturally funny too.
Yeah, no, because his delivery was good too.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's a good performer, but you know how some comics are good at like crowd work, okay? You don't know what the crowd's gonna throw at you. Some of them are really good at it, like especially that one Steve Hofstetter guy.
Yeah.
He handles crowd work like a pro. That guy's awesome.
Matt Rife
He's
is
like
good
quick
at it.
on his feet, right? Tony Hinchcliffe, I don't think is like that, because even when he has like the people come on, like he's hosting his Kill Tony, but he really doesn't sit there and say anything funny. I mean, he's not really funny on that. He's kind of like introducing people, but I mean, you can tell when he's trying to tell a couple of jokes, but like I said, they're not that funny.
You know what the most annoying thing was, though? Was the next day, all the news reports come out about how offensive this joke was or that joke. And isn't that kind of the point
I'm gonna say
of a roast?
I'm going to say it like this. It was a fucking roast. Do you know what the fuck a roast is? That's why it's the word roast. Like you're roasting someone.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be nice.
You're doing, I'm talking shit jokes. I'm roasting you on your fucking faults. Do you not get that? Do you not understand the words that are coming out? Like, hello, do you fucking not get that?
Well, I think a lot of that outrage is people, like we were talking about, on cell phones all the time. They probably just watch that one little clip of the joke. And they don't get
the attention spans of people nowadays. There's probably, you're probably right. There's probably not a lot of people who can sit through the whole Netflix special.
I mean, it is 2.5 hours. If I give Netflix any advice, I would cut it down to about maybe an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, because how are they going to be on their phones if they need to? Yeah. They'd probably rather just watch the clip. They're like, dude, I'd rather just watch shit off my phone.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, and you can do that. You can cut all the jokes up into little clips, but you don't get the running gag that would be happening throughout the entire show.
Right? They're like, I don't know. People are douchebags lately. I don't know what else to fucking say.
Well, plus, if they cut it down, I mean, how many short jokes can you make of Kevin Hart?
I know. So here's the thing. I did think that I like the Tom Brady roast better than I like the Kevin Hart roast, because I felt like it was a bunch of the same topics, just different jokes from every single presenter.
Right.
But they were all the same topic. Like anytime they talked shit about Tony Hinchcliffe, it was all gay jokes.
Yeah. Or Cheryl Underwood would be a suicide joke.
Yeah, because her husband committed suicide. Yeah. So it was like stuff like that. And I understand that those are offensive jokes. Okay, I get that. But they are also jokes. Okay, and it was a roast. I'm tired of listening to people do like the whole outrage, like them being outraged. I'm like, I kind of just walk away from people like that. I'm like, don't fucking
Well-
watch it and walk off. You know, like, don't watch it. Don't watch the roast.
Right, and certain subjects are offensive. Like Joe Rogan just wanting to say the R word so he can say it, or
Right.
he'd be canceled. That's not funny. But The Rock made an R word joke that was hilarious.
Right. And like, some of the... Right, and there was probably people who got outraged at that because they're like, I'm just not a fan of punching down to be funny. And I'm like, look, it was a roast, though. I mean, still cannot get over... I can almost handle them saying they don't like that, like, in a normal setup, stand-up special, okay? But it's a roast.
Right, like,
It's supposed to be the most offensive thing that you can... The most offensive jokes you can make. That is the point.
right, like the Tony Hinchcliffe George Floyd joke. I didn't think that joke was funny, but I almost felt like he had to do it for his MAGA audience. You know what I mean?
Well, and he probably felt he had to do it because he's at a roast. You want to have, like, the hardest hitting... That's the goal of going to a roast. You want to be the one that had, like, hard-hitting fucking jokes, right?
Yeah.
To be like, they basically won that road. Like, Nikki Glaser basically won the fucking Tom Brady roast.
Yeah. And she didn't do it by being nice.
No, she wasn't fucking nice. You're not supposed to. It's not like the people believe that. Okay, can we sit there and tell all the outraged crowd? Did your parents ever explain to you when y'all watched, like, horror movies that now you know this isn't real, right? You know those people on the stage don't necessarily really believe that.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
And
you know, like they made a ton of abortion jokes to Chelsea Handler. Okay, but you guys know that she hasn't really had that many abortions that they said all of her kids are in heaven. Like, she has like 12 of them. Okay, you guys know that she hasn't really had 12 abortions, right? Like, you know this? But she has forever, since she's been a stand-up comedian, told abortion jokes. Like, why do I have to explain this, though? See, this is like the reason why I just walk away from people when they're saying, oh, it was, there's one thing to just say, I didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because who can argue with that? Like I said, what do I always say? I always try to watch conservative comedians, and I'm like, I have yet to find one that I think is funny. I'm sure there's a lot of people that think that Greg Gutfeld is hilarious. Isn't that his name? The one that does Fox News?
yeah, I mean, he's got an audience,
Okay.
sure.
I was wondering if I got his name right. I'm trying to, because I'm like, I don't want to confuse him with somebody else. That would be a real fucked up thing to do to that other person. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. They wouldn't want to get called a Greg Gutfeld. Like, he is not fucking funny at all.
You know,
I've been subject to watching that bullshit where he has like the 4 people on and they're in like the little living room thing and they're talking. And it's supposed to be funny, and I'm like, and I've been subject to watch it because I'd have to be like at a bar where they're, for some reason, people like to watch Fox News when they go out to drink. I don't know. Well, like sitting there watching it, I'm like, how do people watch this? This is not funny. I mean, I could laugh at it if you guys would tell good jokes.
You know, it was funny though, and I know you haven't seen this clip because you've been traveling for like the last 2 days. David Letterman and Stephen Colbert on the top of the Ed Sullivan Theater.
I want to watch that episode.
Throwing furniture off, and David Letterman calling CBS motherfuckers at the end.
Oh, great.
So funny.
I want to see that one because I saw the preview of it where it was coming up. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah. Fucking. I can't believe the Tonight Show is going away. I mean, if you got rid of Stephen Colbert, why wouldn't you just keep that show going with somebody else?
Oh, are they doing that? They're just ending it?
Canceled, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see. I thought they tried to get somebody like Greg Gutfeld to host or something that wouldn't offend.
Oh God, that'd be awful. But anyway, we'll wrap this one up. We're getting close to Kingman here, and we will talk to you real soon.